Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. It is Labor Day, Monday, September 1st. I hope everybody had a great Labor Day weekend and is enjoying the end of summer here. And let's get through the market, see what's going on. Thanks, Luis Rodriguez. He likes the new background. What the heck is on? Hold on. Oh, man. You guess what? My YouTube just automatically popped up. Hello, fall. That's right, September 1st. I don't know why my YouTube popped up there. I think I set the thing. Anyway, who cares? Here we go, guys. And if you didn't hear, we did an ETF 500 show earlier at about 6 p.m. That was a wild one. Zach hopped on there. Wasn't expecting that. So if you didn't hear it, go ahead and check it out. It was definitely a good show there. You could hear what he had to say and everything else there. So I was not expecting that, like I said, but let's see what we're going to expect to see in the market here. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence, everybody. And I hope you had a great weekend. Hello, fall. We're getting into the end of summer right now. It's going to get chilly and all that good stuff. And the sun's going down earlier. And of course, they'll turn the clocks ahead. Or fall back, I mean. And I hate when they do that. But anyway, they'll have to do that pretty soon. And we're getting into that season now. But you know what other season we're going to be getting into? Crushing the stock market season. That's what we're going to be getting into. So let's take a look, see what's going on here and what we're going to be looking at tomorrow. As you can see, on Friday, leading into a 3-day weekend here, it was a little bit mixed right there, but the Mag 7 had been down. Google was up a little bit, and that's what it looked like right there. And the SPY, I don't even remember. I was just looking at it. That was down. That's right. It was down there. And what is that number right there? I don't even know what that purple thing is. That's never there. But anyway, it was bouncing off the MACD, pulling back, but has great support. It has a 20 to 50 and trend lines and everything else there for your SPY. So let's go ahead and see what's going on with our list and what we want to see tomorrow. And ORIS real quick. This penny stock right here. I don't know. Is that the whoa, look at that, guys. Whoa, look what they changed. Holy cow, that's the after hours number. So they put it in purple. So remember, I was saying that they should keep it so where you see it close. Now let's see where the candle shows it. Where they should put the candle on this number right here on the on the after hours close, but it looks like they're making some progress there. That's what that purple number is. That's the extended hours and what it did. So I do like that. There you go. I'm telling you, Finviz, they are on point lately, guys. Finviz and TrendSpider, both of them, both charting companies here that I use, both of them have stepped up their game. It's amazing. So yeah, it's closer, it's better laptop travel, and it's right about there. And like I said, if they just put the candle where this is, that'll be perfect. But I do like that look. It shows you both of them perfect right there. Good stuff, Invis. You're on your way to hitting another home run. And if you didn't see, I posted TrendSpider. You can check it out for $7, and you can click on the link. I posted my affiliate link there, and you can check that out. And like I said, they have amazing stuff. Obviously, we had Nader on the other day. He was showing us all that cool stuff that they have, and the AI, the sidekick right here, and everything else. So any questions, hit me up. And we missed you and everybody else, Doge Mama 9 and Laptop Travel, Luis Rodriguez, everybody else hopping on. How is everybody? I hope you guys did enjoy your last weekend of summer, as what they say anyway, for Labor Day. But the kids will be getting back to school this week, next week, and yeah, back to that grind of no more summer and everything's back to work. And it's all right, though, because I'm telling you, we're going to crush the market. And you can see crypto just pulling back a little bit here. It's perfect, guys, over the weekend. And these things are going to get set up. These are these bottom prices. You know they like to dip and rip. Well, that's what you're about to see right here. So as I've been saying, let them pull back, let them set up, and then we'll catch the bottoms on the way up. It will be amazing. I do think ETF will be a great opportunity, too. We're going to get that thing to run back up over its all-time high, which was around 4 cents. It went a little over 4, I believe. We'll get it back up there again. Watch. And if you didn't hear today's call, check it out. Like I said, Zach actually hopped on there. Wasn't expecting it, but I just did was talking, and then kind of did my intro of whatever I was saying, and then looked, and I was like, wait, that looks like Zach's picture. And then I heard his voice. I was kind of thrown off there, but he came on and was talking. So if you just want to listen to that, check it out. And here comes Raya right here, and it was pulling back a little bit on Friday. Had run up there on Thursday, I know that, and had that pullback look. I believe they do have a reverse split decision or vote this week, I think, or next week. I know they pushed it back. I don't know exactly when it was, but it is coming up very soon. And how about Open Door right here? And holy cow, I do like that look now because I can easily see without. Again, I don't really look up here for the prices. I look on the chart for everything. And now I can see what's going on. Again, I would rather them put the where it closed at down here. Just because yeah, because you want to know. Although I guess if it's going to show this candle like this, I guess it won't matter where it exactly closed at if you know exactly where it was. I'll have to look at it as it goes tomorrow. I'll let them know what should work best, I would say. But yeah, they're on point. Finviz doing great. And again, TrendSpider's awesome. And it has a $7 deal. And I posted the affiliate link. So let's roll through. And this is Open Door. I don't even think I said anything. I'm just just amazed that this is done. And yeah, it's very cool. I like that look right there where it gives you both prices. Anyway, here we go. Open Door. It was trying to roll off here. It looks like it wants to. Obviously, when the market opens tomorrow after a 3-day weekend, it's usually a little tougher to tell exactly what it wants to do. I did post out the futures were red as well, so you could take a look and see that what they were down. I forget exactly the numbers, but we'll be on in the morning to see what the market looks like. And obviously, we'll do our best to see what's going on here. Open Door was pulling back a little bit in the after hours, but again, it definitely looks like it is going to roll up and open banking big on the calls right there. And Laptop Travel was in Eastern Europe, so I hope you had a good travel time. And Luis Rodriguez is saying Cypher and Baba gapped up at 8 p.m. And let's see what happened with them. Cypher right here, Cypher Mining. And that one is jumping up there. Look at this thing. And yeah, that is pretty cool look right there. And that does look pretty good. CIFR. Might want to jot that one down for tomorrow. Not looking bad there. And how about that, Babbitts? This one right here. And they had earnings. I'm telling you, I'm so bad at earnings. It looked like it wanted to dip down there. I'm telling we could probably do the exact opposite of what it looks like to me because that's what it usually does. And we could play the earnings like that. It looked like it wanted to pull back. Things shot up through the roof. And then it's Luis Rodriguez said it's up a little bit more there. So there you go with them. QMCO right here. These guys were pulling back. We don't necessarily need to have to go through all of them. I'll just check out right here. RGTI is a little bit of pullback right there, but that one looks pretty healthy as it's coming up to the MACD. Might not cross through at the moment. Again, definitely have to look at that one tomorrow. IONQ right here was also pulling back a little bit as well, but another one that seems to be set up. So again, we'll look at all them in the morning. Excuse me, they're the computer and hardware and quantum ones right there. And we will see what all of them are up to after the market opens. And UNH right here looks pretty good. You can see it was popping up there. The 20 was meeting up, curling up, looking nice. And there you go with your UNH. I know we had a lot of calls on them. So it does look good going into tomorrow, that's for sure. And again, 3-day weekend, usually tough to tell, but we'll go with what the charts are telling us. Oscar had been pulling back there, probably to get set up is what it looks like at the moment. You can see pulling back. It could hit as low as 1620, and then it should get bumped up there for OSCR. Had been running up. And GRYP right here, good old Griffin. I know we were talking about it running up the other day. It sure did on Thursday right there. And let's see what's going on. And Laptop Travel said he's watching to see if PSQH and Pew get caught up in the Trump crypto frenzy. You know they are. We were saying that these guys are all probably going to be doing it. Pew, especially. I wouldn't be surprised if they announce a crypto treasury. And here is that Griffin. It did run up Thursday, little pullback Friday, but this thing is setting up, guys. Still looks good, running up there, and will get moving. And that is the Trump Crypto Family Mining Company or whatever. And here's your Pew, and it has been speaking of IPOs, and this one was shooting blanks. Laptop Travel said since its IPO, and remember it's fairly new, and it merged with like CLBR or something like that. I forget what the heck it is, but now it's Grab a Gun, and this one does have Trump's kids involved in the board, and it ran up there, and immediately, this is the day that I remember it merged up there because it popped up to its high like 21 something, and immediately looked bad. They were selling that thing off easily, and so yeah, now you're in the $5 range. We had it pop up there for us once, and it will get set up. It's just not ready yet. And that is your PEW right here. And it has been a little stinky lately, but we will catch that bottom on that one. And then CPL, Net Capital, this one sitting on the bottom, was trying to jump up the other day and now waiting for the 20. So another one just has a little bit of time. I don't remember exactly what they have going on as far as Trump's, but they do have something. And PSQH is another one right here that they're involved with. And this thing actually looks like it's going to be set up right here, guys, this week. So let's keep an eye on that PSQH right there because it's not looking bad. So we'll definitely watch that one this week. That looks like it could be a good setup. And again, we just have to look at it tomorrow. Coming off a 3-day weekend, and obviously Eric Trump, I think it was today, they launched whatever coin it was. What the heck was it? I keep forgetting. It was like DFLY or something. Hold on. I have to look now. Hold on. Let me check and see. I think I had it right here. Oh, yeah. It's WLFI. I don't even know where I got D at. WLFI right there. And let me tell you where it's at the moment. I think this is the thing. Yeah, 24.5 cents. It looked like it had bottomed out. I'm telling you, I saw it this morning. It was like a 31 cents, and it's been pulling back the entire day ever since. So pretty fascinating. And while we're talking about meme coins there, ETF did jump up to a 634,000 market cap, and I'm telling you, that bottoms in, and we're about to start seeing a bullish trend here. I was talking about it today, and if you didn't catch the show again, if you want to hear it, check it out. Zach had chimed in there, and we weren't expecting that at all, but it was he was on there at the very beginning if you want to hear it. And there's two parts because it actually cut out. I guess the Wi-Fi cut out or something cut out there, and then we hop back on for a second part. But let's go through and see, and that's the old Trump crypto ones as well, and all that good stuff. And here is Gush here, guys, oil and gas. And I've been telling you guys this thing was setting up, and I don't know what the hell's going on, but oil and gas, we caught that early. And RBNE, guys, that looks like it's ready to get rocking and rolling too. So keep your eye on that one, because that was looking pretty good. And this TMDE, I noticed, was kind of down a little bit, but this is getting set up right here, and that's not looking bad. So yeah, keep an eye on these oil and gas ones. You can kind of see things are getting set up right there. Some of them had already jumped up there. Some of them are getting ready to run. So you can that one was popping up there pretty nice, EPD, and a few other ones. So yeah, I was looking at them the other day. I know that one, KNOP or NOP or whatever the heck it is, not offshore. This thing jumped up. And what other ones did? There's a few of them. There's 2 pages there. And again, oil and gas, whatever's going on there, not sure, but something's happening there. And I was saying it for a little while here, and I knew I was a little bit early. We had said that and pointed out where it was early. And now let's look at OCGN, because that was another one we were super early on. A little bit of pullback there on Friday, has some good support down there. Let's see if it wants to bounce off that MACD. It should want to right there. I guess market conditions will be a factor, but it looks pretty good to roll off of there. And that is OCGN. And energy stocks are about to run, not just oil and gas. Energy is one of the top resource intensive needs of AI right there. So there you go. And Laptop Travel said he was very surprised that that our mystery guest appeared. I was too, Laptop Travel. Like I said, I was just doing my doing the morning beginning of the show there and saying happy Labor Day to everybody, and wasn't even looking at the phone. I was doing it out my trading shed as well, and I generally don't even do generally don't do shows out there. I do them down here, and then yeah, all of a sudden I looked at it and I was like, oh, let's say Zach, and then he started talking. I was like, I know that voice, and I was like, oh wow, that's kind of odd. I wasn't expecting that. So yeah, I wasn't expecting a mystery guest either there, Laptop Travel. So go ahead and you can check that out. I saw a lot of people were tuned in too, obviously. He's been off for a while and doing whatever. So I guess a lot of people did want to hear what he had to say, that's for sure. So you can go back and listen, because I couldn't even repeat what he said because I don't even remember completely. So I'd have to go back and listen with you. But I know I had a conversation with him, and you can go and listen to that. And that was an ETF show at 6 o'clock this evening. And here's BMNR right here, speaking of crypto, because this is one of them crypto treasuries, ETH, Ethereum one. And it is just pulling back here, and obviously it might just pull back a little bit more as crypto is getting set up right now. And I don't think they're going to be pulling back for very long. So we'll be catching the bottoms on them and cruising on them. You guys know I always tell you when crypto is about to get rolling, and it always gets rolling when we say it, and it's getting set up. Just see what it does tomorrow. Here's SBET, another one of these crypto treasuries, and it just pulling back right there. This thing is still bullish setting up, and when they get ready to turn around, they're going to turn around pretty quick. So we'll definitely try to find the bottoms on them, because they will run up pretty well. And the other one is UPXI, and this one is a Solana one. It had been running up there pretty well. Solana's been looking really good, not looking bad anyway, why everything's been pulling back. This one has been pulling back there to the 20 area. We'll see if it wants to bounce off of that 20 right there and the MACD. So it very well could, because again, Solana's been looking good. We'll look at crypto in a few moments. And MBLY right here is Mobileye. And this thing's probably going to be a pretty decent one this week, getting set up right there off the 20. So it was running up, bouncing around, and not looking bad here. And Ample right here had been running up the other day, a little bit of pullback Friday, but still looking good to get into this channel run up. And it does look bullish right there. And that is Amplitude. And Money Mark does like that one from the Monday show, or the small cap show, which will be tomorrow, guys. So remember, tomorrow will be our small cap show, since today the market was closed on a Monday, which we usually do it today. So check that out tomorrow. And here is Plug. It was plugging away the other day, and now it's pulling back a little bit. And let's see how much it wants to pull back right there. It definitely looked better the other day. It turned around and came down, and we'll see. You can see that. And another one, it's so hard to tell exactly what they're going to do tomorrow morning. So we'll have to take a look at 7 a.m. when we hop on and see what's going on in the market. And this EPIX, this is going to be a good one down here. And I would assume that this is going to be the bottom. I don't think you're going to level down, but just watch how this opens up tomorrow, and we'll see how many days it'll have to go. So I'll be able to time this one out a little bit better tomorrow, I think, after it gets opened up and the market gets moving. So I'll definitely be keeping an eye on that, because that should be a great opportunity. That thing was all the way up and came way, way down there, EPIX. And it looks like they even just started dividends too as well. And I think that's why it dipped down. I forget what even happened, but it is a nice dip, that's for sure, for EPIX. And how about Kraft Heinz right here? Guys, this thing is looking pretty good as well, and wants to get ripping. I'm telling you, it must be all that corn syrup they're saving money with, because this thing looks really good. KHC right there. And yeah, that thing looks like it's pretty healthy. And I guess a lot of people were using ketchup over the holiday or something, because that thing looks really good at the moment. And that is Kraft Heinz. And they do make mustard as well. So, yeah, they must be cruising through the Labor Day weekend because that thing looked pretty good right there, and we'll see what that looks like tomorrow, but it should continue its way up. CrowdStrike had jumped up there and then pulled back on Friday. I know that. Let's see, because it definitely opened, and I think it was running up. It was 444 to 448 there, and its low is 420. It took a little smoke break and then closed at 423, and it did run up a little bit of pullback there. We'll have to see what that looks like. Almost looks like it's healthy right there, so we'll keep an eye on good old CrowdStrike. And how about our Circle? And this thing was looking pretty good the other day, and it's getting curled up right there. That looks like the bottom right there at 124. You're at 132 for your CRCL, and it has been jumping up, and we'll see if it gets up to the 20 up here, which is at about 144. So it looks like Circle could run up right there, and Marriott right here is looking pretty good. Had some nice pullback the other day. We'll see how much it wants to pull back. Maybe it hits that 20, but again, this one was running up there and then looks good to set back up. So keep your eye on Marriott right there. And that is a hotel, and AVAV is a aerospace and defense right here. And it was pulling back, and actually that's a good thing. I'm not going to lie, because this thing was pretty set up the other day. Let me get back to it right there. And it's not looking bad, to be honest. It did have some good pullback there on Friday, as you can see down. It looked like it wanted, I mean, none of these are really keeping that momentum hardcore. Earnings coming up next week. That would be next Tuesday, September 9th. And it does. It looks like it's going to pull back a little bit more. Says it was up in the after hours, and I already have it up right there. And yeah, it does look like it wants to pull back both ways right there. So I would say we'll keep an eye on that to pull back a little bit. How about Trade Desk right here was down a little bit, and this is way down there, curling up, not looking bad to get set up. I know it was running up on Thursday right there, TTD, and this one's not bad. little healthy pullback there on Friday, so we'll definitely be keeping an eye on TTD right there, because that could be a setup. And yeah, it's so hard to tell exactly what they're going to do after a 3-day weekend. It's hard enough on a 2-day weekend, let alone throw a holiday in the mix. So, and then make it an extra day. Here's two of them right here that I don't even know, but they look pretty good to me. HIW Highwoods property right here. And this thing looked like it was trying to curl up, not looking bad right there. And there you go. You can see it right there. I had it sitting right there, HIW. And CVI right there. I was messing around with a scanner, and this thing looked like it was pretty good. So I'll be keeping an eye on them too, because they jumped up. Saw a couple other ones the other day as I was messing around with some scanners. So had a few new ones. So we'll look at them as well on the TrendSpider. Again, I'm always messing with them things, and now they have all kinds of great stuff with the Sidekick and everything else. So we'll be keeping an eye. I'll watch that one. And the other one right there, CVI, HIW, and we'll get an idea of what them scanners are going to do for us in the next few days, because that one looked pretty good to me. And there you go with that list. We'll run right through our laptop travel list. We'll see what our Jolie's Jams are doing, because I know Agrify. Let's look at them first. This thing's been a beast. I actually did my High on Wall Street on this week. I said I was going to. They changed the name to Rhythm, and they'll be trading under RYM. It will be. But they merged with Green Thumbs, basically. And so, yeah, Green Thumb, it's a pretty crazy situation there. And so they're kind of working together and licensing things out together. But Agrify is a cannabis one right there, and obviously jumped up there with the name change and the acquisition and everything else. So there you go at Agrify. And it is in the top, so you'll have to be careful with it. We'll have to look at it tomorrow. Blink was running up, just looks like a little healthy pullback. Doesn't look bad. And good old Sezzle right here. Let's see what SEZL is doing. And that thing is getting set up. You can see a little bit of pullback. I bet it's waiting for that 20 right there is what it looks like. It's right on that trend line. Yeah, I mean, if tomorrow is a good day, that thing could get moving right there. SEZL, not too bad of a spot. Sterling did dip down quite a bit, and this one wasn't a good spot as well. So maybe we will see this little bit of pullback that we expected to see and wanted to see, to be honest with you. We love catching them at the bottom prices. It's the best thing. And when they run up, it's real easy because they run up pretty significantly, especially in these markets. So let's keep an eye on this Sterling with that pullback. And Rivian had been down and then ran up there. And now let's see what it wants to do. Remember, it was down for a while and then popped up. It had a couple good days. And it doesn't look too bad. It looks like it spiked up there and wants to have a little bit of healthy pullback. Let me spell it right, RIVN. And yeah, there you go. It's not looking bad. Even if it pulls back right there, it will get set back up. So we'll have to look at that one in the morning. And we'll look at all these guys anyway in the whole market because, again, you just never really know. It could go any which way. Symbotic was pulled back there. Another one. I mean, these are in bullish channels right here. 20s over top of it. Could bounce off that MACD one more time just to get set up there. And of course, Nike right here, we added to our Jolie's Jams. And this thing was looking pretty good the other day and is now pulling back. And DXYZ had been setting up, and that one was pulling back Friday. I did see that. And let's see if it can stay over this trend line here. It has pulled back a little bit. And I think there are good opportunities right there. But this thing does have a little bit of time to set up, and that's DXYZ. And let's go ahead and look at our laptop travel list and see what's going on right there. And then we'll go back to our SPY, Mag 7, big caps, and all them guys. And here you go. We'll just take a quick cruise right through, and we'll look at Advantage Solutions first because I couldn't seem to type in ADVB right there. And this thing looked like it's pulling back, but let's try AD. Holy cow. AD, what is it? VB. Thing's tricking me. Advanced Biomed. And let's see what you're up to right here. The 20's trying to crawl you up. I did not look at any of these, so I didn't cheat tonight. And let's see. This one is actually looking pretty decent. Had a little pullback there Friday, but that looks like it could be set up pretty nice. And AIHS, send something. Send Miao. I don't know. It's in China. And let's see, that's trying to get into that channel, curled up right there as well. And that's not looking real bad, AIHS. So Laptop Travel did change his scanner around, and it is looking pretty good. He's got some really good ones that are setting up and cruising up there. ALZN right here. And that thing is getting moving on the 20. So, I mean, all these are probably going to have a similar look and probably look pretty good right here. And BHAT, BHAT, that Blue Hat Interactive right there, spiked up, a little pullback, could be a little healthier right there. And we'll see if it wants to bounce back up for BHAT. And CNEY, that was setting up before CN Energy. And let's see what you're up to. And that thing is just kind of pulling back. Had a nice dip right there on Friday to 209. You could see this thing actually start to move right there with that pullback. So keep an eye on that CNEY right there. And GLBZ, I believe it says right here. Glen Burnie Bancorp or something. I don't even know what that is. And this thing not looking terrible, not looking bad. It's got that pullback look. I'd have to look at that one tomorrow right there. GLBZ, it said. And let's see what HHS is doing right here. Hart Hanks. And let's see, Hart Hanks. And that thing's actually going to get rolling off the MACD. That thing could be a good one real soon this week. So keep an eye on HHS. And Core right here, KORE. Core with a K. And it is Core Group Holdings. And let's see, it was spiking up there Friday. And it said, I have to see what this looked like right here because it's giving me a mixed look right there. And it did spike up and looks pretty good. I would say keep an eye on that KORE Core and LZMH right here. Let's see what LZ Technology Holdings. Oh, that's in a good spot right there and trying to get set up. I will definitely keep an eye on that one because that one looks like it's trying to get set up. And then UKK, we've looked at Nucleus, and that is a nuclear one, I believe. And Laptop Travel say nuclear, solar, lithium, and rare earth metals are probably going to be good ones. And this one does look like it's really good right here. NUKK. It was curling up pretty good. Obviously, we have to see what it looks like in them after hours right here. And I mean, it still looks pretty good right there. I must say, had a really nice spike up right on August 26th the other day. So there you go at NUKK, and we'll keep an eye on the nuclear ones. We can get all them together for this week, that's for sure. And Podcast One, PODC. And I remember looking at this recently. I think it was on the list before. And this thing does look like it's trying to get set up as well. I think Laptop Travel had it on his list last week. PRT Permarock or Perm Rock Royalty Trust, and that thing's dipping down. They have a lot of dividends right here. Not sure what they pay, 0.02 cents. And so, yeah, you could load up on that and get 2 cents a share for dividend right there for PRT, Perm Rock. And so there you go. And that is an oil and gas one, and probably just going to have a little bit of pullback as it gets set up right there. And let's cruise through the rest of these guys from the Laptop Travel list. And here is SmartChem. And that actually looks like it could. I mean, it looks like it was pulling back, but I thought it would keep some momentum right there. And I was going to say this one actually could keep some momentum. I would look at that tomorrow. It doesn't look too bad to try to keep some momentum on SMTK. And again, after a 3-day weekend, I can't promise you anything, but I'm just telling you what it closed like. And XTP, that's 60 degrees pharmaceuticals, looks pretty good for tomorrow as well. So you can keep an eye on that one, SXTP. Not looking bad right there. And let's see what WTF is doing. And we all know what WTF is. Watton Financial Limited right here. And it's getting to be in that channel. And WTF. Oh, let me see. WTF right there. Watton Financial. And that thing, if it can jump up back over to 20 at 499, it could be solid. It looks like it was pulling back, though, in the after hours. That's why I'm saying if it can do it tomorrow, it could be a solid one. And another one we'd have to look at, just like everything else. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't it YO. I wasn't sure what that even was. We'll just pick one and pick you. I'm not sure if it was this. I doubt it because that one's in the top. Looks like it's pulling back there, but I wasn't sure exactly what yo was. Yeah, I didn't even know. I didn't even look it up, but I was just write it down unless I wrote something wrong. I'm not sure. Laptop Travel. But anyway, there's our Laptop Travel list and our Jolie's Jams we went through. We'll go through our SPY Mag 7 big caps, see what you guys want to look at, and we'll wrap it up a little early for our Labor Day special night right here. And we'll see what crypto's doing. And of course, we'll be back at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning and see what pre-market's going to do and what's going to be popping this week and what's happening. So we'll have to take a look and see in the morning after the 3-day week. So let's keep an eye, or let's keep on cruising through, and we'll take a look and see what we can find, is what I was going to say, for tomorrow. So here we go. Our SPY was down. Apple right here was down just a little bit, hitting resistance. Looks like it could pull back right there. But I'm telling you, anything can happen tomorrow. Our futures are way down, so I'm just factoring that in at the moment. And Amazon still getting set up here. It was running up the other day. It has a little pullback. Google did look pretty good jumping up there. And I would say if any are going to run up, it could be Google right there. Meta, big pullback right there, and looks like it could be pulling back a little bit more. And how about your Microsoft? Looks like that one could pull back some more. And again, I couldn't believe it was up that high. And now you're getting this pullback that we had discussed before. And NVIDIA, they had their earnings, and they beat their earnings, pulled back, and NVIDIA looks like it wants to pull back a little bit more. We'll just roll right through them all real quick, and you can see it could come down to that 50 and possibly even below that. So we'll take a look at the rest of these guys. And, of course, Tesla's our Mag 7 to wrap it up, and that's coming down. We knew that was pulling back there, so that one did exactly what we thought. But it could pull back a little bit more with these market conditions. And here we go. Let's take a look and see AMC right here. Has like a week or two to get set up. And again, it's so hard to tell because the market's moving extremely slow. But you can definitely tell it's setting up, and it's making some good room on the charts without really dipping too hard. So I don't mind it moving slow. It's just harder to time out, that's for sure. And let's see what GameStop's doing. It was pulling back a little bit. It will get set up. It's just, again, we'll see what they want to do this week going into this week. Chewy's been looking good, a little bit of pullback, but that should roll right off and get cruising. And of course, Unity had been running up and pull back a little bit. It's still sitting on that support trend line and could bounce back up again depending on tomorrow and what it wants to do there. And we'll look at it in the morning. And if I could type in Netflix, because I know it was down a little bit, it was looking really good, to be honest with you. So it does look like we're going to see a little bit of pullback, and that is perfectly fine, like I said, because gives us even better ample opportunity to get in these at the best price. AVGO not running up there off of that trend line and pulling back some. So if they do pull back tomorrow, it was YQ. So I couldn't even read my writing, but I have YO. We'll look at it. Thanks, Laptop Travel. And but yeah, so we'll look at these guys tomorrow. They could be pulling back a little bit now. I'm just curious. YQ, and it's a technology in China right here. And that one's not too bad right there on the 20. Looks a little better than the Mag 7 and some of the other ones that we were just looking at. So there you go. And back to the semiconductor ones. And MU right here had been looking good before and might not cross through. So maybe you have this little bounce back. You can see it was crawling up hard and just a little bit of pullback. Maybe they get set up this week again, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks. Not a big deal. Again, we'll find whatever wants to pop tomorrow as they're running up. TSM is pulling back right there. So we'll play these all accordingly, and we'll catch the greatest price ever on these. SMCI, you're also seeing that pull back. AMD was pulling back. So it does look like we're going to catch a good opportunity, and we'll have to see how far they want to come down. QCOM had been running up there, set up. Not looking bad right there. I can't say that it does. And Snow had been running way up there, still in the top, and that has potential to bounce up in another one. We'd have to look at that in the morning. And let's see what PayPal's doing if I could type it in, because that's setting up, but I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of bounces down. Although that 20's crawling up pretty good. I don't know what's going on with PayPal right there. It is looking pretty healthy, I must say. So maybe we'll keep an eye on PayPal tomorrow. Maybe that has something in the gas tank right there. And Intel looks like it's going to be pulling back a little bit right there. And let's see what Dell is doing. That pulled back pretty well, I would say. It was curling up nice. So all of these making some good room right there, I must say. And here is IBM, and let's see what that's up to. And that one is going to be a great opportunity, guys. I love IBM right here. It is just pulling back a little bit. We do have that support line down here at like 239. So let's see how that opens up in the morning for IBM. And Palantir was pulling back a little bit. Another one, he's probably going to pull back even more from that. Sophie right here is I knew it was pulling back, but it's sitting on that trend line. We'll see. It might come back down into that channel right there for SOFI. And they did look good up until Friday. So things can get turned around pretty quick. Mara, Riot, and all these, they're still set up right there. They don't look bad at all. Riot right there, still getting set up. Even CleanSpark still getting set up. So none of them look really bad. MicroStrategy was down, and it could pull back a little bit more with crypto at the moment. Bitcoin is at 109 right now, and Ethereum is at 4308. So that did pull back. And let's see what Solana was at, because it was just around like 200. I know that. And it's at 198.26. So there you go. And that's what the stock cube says. And I'm telling you, I use this thing all the time. I even have like the gold and silver prices on the top. And Ripple's at 275. That has pulled back as well. And actually, we'll just jump in right into crypto. There's your Bitcoin. It's jumping around between, there's 109, 108 when we clicked on it. So you can see how it's hopping around right there. Let's take a better look and see what's going on, because they are just about reaching the bottom right here, guys. And I'm telling you, these things are going to get ripping. Bitcoin's going to get cruising. Ethereum will get set right back up and get rolling. Solana's been looking good, holding itself up. Look at that stair step channel up, and it's going to continue to do it, guys. And Ripple right here is a little bit of pullback. Could pull back a little bit more, to be honest with you, but I don't think it's going to be too bad. And it will get turned back around. You can see it's way down here, and it made a lot of room. How about Doge right here in between that channel? 20's coming down. So we'll see if it does want to scoop it up. Cardano has been pulling back also. It was in the 90s right there. Now it's at 80. So that's pulled back pretty well and does look like it could pull back a little bit more right there. And let's see what our Chainlink is doing, because that's coming back down. So crypto is pulling back down, and now you guys can see why I said to be patient and just wait until the charts do their thing, and we'll catch the bottom price right there. And there is optimism. So there you go with your crypto. And we did look at ETF, and also, holy cow, is it WLFI? I can't remember the letters of that stupid thing today. I have to look at it again. What the heck was it? WLFI. I was right. Okay. WLFI. And it had like a $30 billion market cap. It's at 7 right now. That's pretty wild. That's $23 billion of market cap missing somewhere. So there you go. It's at 24 cents. It is trying to move back up, but I don't know. All them things are crazy. Anyway, we have our own project, ETF 500. We'll make that roll, that's for sure, and get it back over that all-time high of 4 cents. And then we'll definitely be making bank. Anyway, let's go back. We did our crypto, and we were at MicroStrategy. Let's look and see what Robinhood was doing. That was pulling back a little bit. Looks like it has a little bit more room to pull back. And Coinbase actually pulled back, getting set up, but it is pulling back, and so is Bull right there. So we are seeing some pullback in the market space right here. SPCE. This one is getting set up though. And that's considered an aerospace and defense. That one could try to run right there. So we'll keep an eye on space this week. It has that look like it could be set up right there. And let's look at Boeing right here as it pulls back, but that channel's getting pretty tight. It's going to be moving. And DJT right here is pulling back a little bit. We'll have to take a better look at that. And Fun, DJT had been setting up. Fun wasn't looking bad either. It's a little pullback, but you can see it's going to be in a pretty good spot there. And it depends how fast they run. McDonald's, remember we said it was rolling off that MACD, and that's exactly what it looks like it wants to do right there. It was trying to anyway. And how about Disney right here? Remember we were saying it got set up and looks pretty good. Thank you, Laptop Travel, WLFI. Can't remember. That's the crypto coin that was launched. But Disney looking pretty good right there, Luis Rodriguez. And Oxy and ExxonMobil, oil and gas. We're running up, not looking bad right there. And there you go with our list. And we'll go through, see what you guys want to see. And then we'll wrap it up early for our Labor Day. And like I said, if you're just tuning in, we'll be back on at 7 a.m. for pre-market. If you're new to the show, we do this show generally every Sunday night through Thursday night at 9 p.m. We are going to change the time, I think, next week, and we'll start doing it at 8 p.m. because we are all going to become 4 a.m. warriors with Laptop Travel and crush the market. Then we'll crush the setups, guys, the ones that we see and we like. We'll crush them bad boys in options, and then we'll get up again, and now the 4 a.m. warrior time. So we'll be playing it all in crypto in between. ETF will get moving, and guys will be making steady, crazy money, and it's all going to begin in the next week or so. Trust me, because you can see how the market is getting set up right here, and it's going to get crazy, especially crypto. And you guys know when I say that, you know what happens. So I don't even have to explain. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. Again, we did a show earlier at 6 p.m. about ETF 500. If you want to check that out, Zach did hop on if you want to listen. And here we go. Let me take a look and see what you guys are looking at. And let's see. And Doge Mama 9, I hope you enjoyed your 3-day weekend there, had a good time. And let's see, what did we miss? We did talk about Cypher and Baba right there, and PSQH and that Pew right there. We were talking about them. And Chris said tons of 85-degree sky-high charts on big tech valuations. And he wonders if we see a tech-driven 87 style crash and a bull rush in the commodity and defensive. You're not going to see it really, I don't think, crash. These things are way too set up, to be honest with you. And you can kind of see, I mean, they're bullish. You're just going to see some healthy pullback. That's about it, Chris. Maybe we see it for a couple weeks, which is perfectly fine because we can always play these guys going in right here, AAPU. And if they look really good, and that's what I'll be looking at tomorrow, we'll be looking at the all these different ones. But yeah, you can see it has some time to set up, but we'll be checking it out just to see exactly what wants to go on tomorrow. So I'll be taking a look at all this stuff and getting a better idea. No sense in really not wasting time, but killing ourselves now and then have the whole look change in the morning. So yeah, I'll be all over that, Chris, and we'll be taking a better look. And I'm sure I'll mention something on the small cap show. And of course, our show tomorrow night at 9, I'll go over it. But you can tell I will definitely be checking out everything because we are getting into all kinds of crazy territories. The market keeps wanting to run. It also wants to pull back a little bit, so we just have to see what's going on in that and see what the charts want to do right there, especially after the holiday and getting into a new season here. So we'll be watching it very closely, Chris, and I'll definitely keep you guys posted. And let me see what else is going on. Laptop Travel said, speaking of IPOs, he has a great IPO pick coming soon in his newsletter. So be sure to check out his newsletter. And he did some research on his earlier trip to Southeast Asia in June, and it's good stuff. So we'll be checking that out. That's for sure. And we were talking about the energy stocks are going to be good in nuclear, solar, lithium, and rare earth minerals. And ZIMS could be a scoop if it keeps. Let me read this thing, Chris. Dropping has some high short interest and just handed out a 6-cent dividend. Might be some sellers throwing in the towel. Let's look at ZIMS here. Chris, I was just trying to read. I swear I can't see anything and I'm pretty tired. I didn't even tell you. If you saw my video, what is ZIMS? Is it an OTC right here? I don't even see that. What the heck is? Oh, it doesn't have an S. I'm sorry. That's my fault. ZIM. I just made up that it had an S. Zim integrated right here, dipping down. Looks like it could try to hop into the basement. I mean, it doesn't necessarily look like it's ready to bounce. It could, but it doesn't look like it has that bounce look. But I don't know if it's ready right here because it could get into the basement. I'll look at that tomorrow, Chris, and we'll see if it does want to bounce. And again, it's perfectly fine. If it does want to, you'd rather catch it on the way up than try to grab it and it dip back into the basement and keep dipping down and you have your money tied up. So we'll definitely look at ZIM there tomorrow, Chris, and I'll take a look and see what that wants to do. Carm right here, Deep Soul Diving. How are you doing this evening? And CRM. Let me see. Charisma Therapeutics right here. That one was dipping down. That looks like it ran up pretty significantly right there. I can tell. And hold on, is that where was the candle at? Way up there, huh? Is it even? Where the heck is it? It doesn't even. Oh, it just. That's why, because it doesn't show the. Yeah, they should show the candle up there. To be honest with you. Yeah, I think that's the way it has to be. But it is good that the purple. I knew something was up there because I saw that purple and I forgot what was going on. But that's our overnight look. I do like that right there. And let's see what's happening here. And this thing just has it at 21 cents. And yeah, I'd have to look at this in the morning. It obviously popped up there in the after hours. It looks like anyway. I'd have to look at that Deep Soul Diving and Game House right here. I remember this one was running up last week. Yesterday it wasn't running up, but last week it was definitely running up there. And as you can see on Friday, but I think it's hitting that top and could have a little bit of pullback there as you get up there. Yeah, it looks like it's going to pull back, especially after it can't keep that momentum on a 3-day weekend. And what's that say? OGP right here. Let's take a look and see what the heck. OGP. Let me see. Oh, I don't even see anything for that one. I'm not sure. Oh, SOG. I'm telling you, I can't even see. I'm definitely exhausted, guys. I posted out a video if you guys did not see it. I was I thought I just had to like reshingle my one shed. I have a couple sheds obviously, but I thought I was just gonna reshingle the one. That's all I had to do, and like change like a little piece of plywood because I could tell it was had a hole in it. It was leaking, and we have stuff in that shed. So I was like, oh, let me just reshingle this thing. It won't be too bad. And of course, I go to reshingle it, and then the whole the plywood just like peeling off. And I'm like, Jesus! And it was like OSB board. I actually got that shed from one of my neighbors. He was going to get rid of it, so I just paid the shed mover dude like $400, and he moved the big old shed into my yard for me with no problem. It was awesome. So anyway, it needed a roof, and so yeah, I had to change. I was like, oh man, I already ripped the shingles off, and now I'm pretty screwed because I don't really have anybody to help me right now because everyone's busy this weekend. And I just thought I was going to be just shooting some shingles down, so it wasn't going to be a big deal. And then it became a big deal all of a sudden because everything has to be a big deal. But anyway, I was like, well, I'm in it now, so I guess I'll give this a shot. And yeah, I just went and I changed 6 pieces of plywood on it. I changed all the plywood. I did everything all by myself, the entire roof. And that was a hell of an accomplishment because I'm not going to lie, at the beginning of the year when me and my buddies, they helped me do the trading shed, I couldn't even get on the ladder really at that time. And I was kind of doing pretty well on the ladder. I wouldn't say I was a pro, but I was definitely feeling better and even on the roof. So I think some of my balance is getting a little bit better too after the brain injury. So yeah, I just keep working at it and obviously making progress, which is pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie. I was determined to get that thing done. And once I had ripped off the shingles and realized I had to change all the plywood, I was like, oh man, this is a job. But now I'm determined and I want to achieve it. And yeah, it was quite an accomplishment for me. I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely a lot of work. I did it all right. I could have shingled the back a little better. I went a little bit crooked, but hey, what am I gonna do? I'm not a pro roofer anymore. That's for sure. But yeah, no, I roofed the entire thing. I threw the got the shingles off, and then you changed all the plywood. I papered it all down, put the roof edge on it, and then obviously you have to put your starter strips on around it, and then put your shingles on, then your caps on it, and then yeah, 9 bundles of shingles, which weigh probably like 80 to 100 pounds. You got to get up there. So yeah, it was quite a workout, guys. I'm exhausted. I'm not gonna lie. Way more work than I wanted to do, that's for sure. My wife was like, really? You're gonna be doing a roof? I'm like, I didn't really think I had to do the whole thing, but here I go. And so yeah, I did it all and it's all finished and looks good. And thanks to my buddy, he gave me all the shingles. That was awesome. And yeah, and knocked that thing out by myself. So I'm not trying to do a roof again by myself. It was a shit ton of work. And I would say I got pretty lucky. I didn't get hurt or anything like that because, like I said, I'm not the best on a ladder anymore. And I had like scaffolding out there and I was setting it up pretty safely. The thing was that I could work off like my other shed roof and off the fence. So it was it was way easier, I'll tell you that. So it made it much easier for me to do. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'll be doing many roofs, but I was pretty impressed I was able to do that thing and get it all finished and wrapped up. So I am exhausted and I can't even read right. But anyway, just what I was doing this weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. We were running around doing other stuff too, so it takes me longer to do everything now. You guys know that, but I was pretty impressed. I got it done in a few days there, so and glad it didn't rain. Actually, I had to tarp it up the one day because it was going to rain, and it did rain, so I did have to tarp it the one day. But anyway, let's go back to the list right here, deep soul diving, and that was my deep soul diving for the weekend right there. And yeah, just doing a roof, big fun right there. And so now and that was honestly the one thing I had to get done this summer. I was going to do it at the beginning, and then I obviously changed that tool shed into my trading shed, so that became a huge project. And then I cut my fingertip off, so I had to deal with that for a month. But I'll tell you what, look at that thing, guys. My fingertip just like grew back. You wouldn't even know it even happened, and it's pretty good. It just I just banged it while I was typing, and it really hurt. But other than that, I think that's about the only time that it really hurt. I mean, I just did a roof with my finger, and just more made sure I wore gloves and had it wrapped up a little bit with a little padding on it, so I didn't smack it or do anything. But yeah, I just kind of took my time and did a roof, and pretty wild. I'm not gonna lie. Neg right here looks like it's pulling back. That's what that looks like right here. Deep soul diving at the moment. It looks like a lot of them are pulling back there. So you had some good pull back there on Friday, and it looks like it's going to continue right there. And let's see what else is going on. That WLFI way down, and Top Travis said, Eric, hey Don Jr., I'm going to launch a coin. Here's 1 billion coins. I'm transferring to your wallet. Eric, everyone buy WLFI, and then Don Jr. sell now. That seems like it's just and then thanks, bro. Just made 20 billion. Seems like what is about goes on that thing all the time, guys. I mean, this is pretty crazy. And they just do it nonstop. The Trump should have a new coin called Grifters Meme Coin. You're not kidding. I agree. I'm not going to disagree with that one bit. And Michael Anthony is in markets overbought. And what has the best fundamentals that the future's been up to keep dropping? I sometimes have a trouble reading what you write, Michael Anthony, but it's okay because I can't read anyway. I don't know if you can write the best, but I definitely can't read. So we'll just call it that. I don't even know what you just said, to be honest. I could read that 5 times and not know what we just said. So I'm not even going to try. What isn't markets overbought, and what has the best fundamentals? Well, fundamentals, I don't know because I don't even look at that. So, and that the future's been up to keep dropping. And so yeah, something like that. There, Michael Anthony. And Carm went up to 64 on Friday. Is that one that jumped up there on the after hours? Yeah, that one did. And that one did beast mode it there in the after hours, I must say. You look at that in the morning. Again, they're so hard to tell when you're coming off a 3-day weekend here. ASTS right here, AST Space Mobile. This thing is looking good, guys. We remember we talked about this the other day. We were looking at this and ASTS and TSSI. We had looked at that one. They were two that they Discord and Ben like. This one, nice dip right there as it was curling up. Anything that was curling up is now pulling back right there. So I would say that's our look at the moment. They're dipping down, and you're gonna have a little bit of pullback here. How long? Again, it could last like a good 2 weeks, and it'll be perfect. We've seen it happen before. Remember what happened down here in like April, and then markets got really ripping there. So we could see something like that. I don't know if we're going to get down that far, but you could see them definitely pull back right there. And let's see what else is going on. Deep soul dive into mystery guest. We did an ETF 500 show, and Zach hopped on the show and was and talking. I was definitely not expecting that. So if you want to check that out, you can check out the show. It is on the ETF 500 X page right there, so you can go check out and see what he had to say. And Michael Anthony said, "Isn't September the best month for mostly all selling?" It usually is a pullback month, and I do think we will see a little pullback there in the beginning of this month as expected, but we'll see how far it wants to come down. And I don't know if it will come down that much. We'll put it that way. We'll see. We'll get a better idea tomorrow. Let's put it that way. And how does Lyft look? Let's look at Lyft right here and see. That one looks like it tried to bottom out there, and looks like it does want to roll off is what it looks like at the moment. I would say I'm going to keep Lyft on my list right there for tomorrow, Michael Anthony. I do like that one. And next, let's see what NXTT is doing here. Next, NRG. That looks really good right there, I must say. NXXT. Yeah, that one's looking pretty healthy. We'll jot that down for tomorrow. and see what that's up to as well. And let's see, CNG is near lows, near support. CMG, isn't that Chipotle right there? CMG, and it is Chipotle Mexican Grill, and that is way down there. You're not kidding. Let's keep that on our radar, Michael Anthony. I do like that one. I know Deep Soul Diving, it was pretty wild. I wasn't expecting it either. And Laptop Travel said to Michael Anthony, oversold sectors with good fundamentals, healthcare, communications, and energy. There you go. So there's your answer, Michael Anthony. How about that? Laptop Travel got your answers. He knows fundamentals. I know nothing but technicals. I can barely even read. So what do you want me to do about fundamentals anyway? Let's check it out and see what our news stories say. And I can fumble these words. Trump's World Liberty token falls in the first day of trading. I told you I was watching it fall. And Asian stocks edge higher. Treasury curve steepens. U.S. stock futures waver as September starts with trade and Fed drama in focus. Stock future. And remember, guys, we're going to see that Fed change. We'll go over to the poly market. So the market could dip down for a few weeks until that happens. Oh, yeah, and then tariffs go into court too. That's pretty wild as well. I don't even understand how that works. Somebody challenged the tariffs, and now that we're making a bunch of money and all the other countries are agreeing on them, now all of a sudden they're supposed to not be legal. I mean, this country is whacked out of their minds, guys. I swear. There's two parties are so far different, and one party's out of their minds, and the other party just can't do anything right because they just aren't able to because the other party's completely out of their minds. It's pretty wild what goes on in this country. You want to talk about not caring about anyone's best interest about except their own and their pockets. Look at America. It's a disaster. But anyway, let's go through it and look. And stock futures are a little changed to start September with new uncertainty about tariffs after the court case. And I'll open that up. I forgot all about that. And this twice in a lifetime opportunity means the S&P 500 can hit 7,750 by the end of next year. And I don't even know. But anyway, let's see what this I knew it was going to pop up something. All right, we can still. U.S. stock futures were a little changed on Monday night with investors weighing with the latest developments on the trade. I just wanted to see what it said. These moves. Federal Appeals Court on Friday ruled that most of President Donald Trump's global tariffs are illegal. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit determined in a 7-4 ruling that only Congress has the authority to apply sweeping levies. Trump called the decision highly partisan and has said that he will appeal the ruling to the U.S. Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court ruling against the use of IEEPA on reciprocal tariffs would reduce the risk of broad-based tariff escalation, which is market positive, wrote somebody. And anyway, so yeah, that definitely did happen. It is pretty wild. I'm not going to lie. And I don't know why, because we made like $27.7 billion last month on tariffs. And like I told you guys, we're getting a rate cut in here in September. These things are not jumping off a cliff. They're going up. It's going to pull back, and it's stepping up. You can just tell. We're not even going to see it do anything even remotely close to that right there. So it will get a rate change. According to Poly Market, which I mean, they ran the election perfect. I think they can figure out a rate change right there. And there you go. And having an ETF show, the aftermath, and having the mystery guesses like playing spin the bottle, kissing a girl in the dark closet when your lights come on, you see your sister. That's pretty funny, Laptop Travel. And USSC favors Trump, so he is happy to see it get heard from them. And that is the U.S. Supreme Court. Obviously, they favor him usually, and he takes everything right to him. He doesn't care. And yeah, I just don't understand it. Let's just see if we see anything over here. There's your NXXT or NXTT. I'm sorry, I was saying it wrong. NXTT right there. And it is, isn't that what you said, Laptop Travel, or did you say a different one? I totally forget. NXXT. No, yeah, you did say a different one. All these N, X's, and T's got me confused. Anyway, that's NXTT, and that's a way dip down, but trying to bounce back up. Take a look at that IPDN and open right there. NVIDIA, there's your game house, and Soxus is your Dow Semiconductor bear, and that's your Soxel, and that looks like it's going down. That is your bull one, and there's Nuke right there. That's a nuclear one, and CARM, IXHL, still on there, and Baba was running up. Soundhound not looking too bad right there. And DNN, that Denson Mines, remember I said it wasn't looking bad. It was running back up. And let's see TNFA right there. And yeah, we'll be back on at 7 a.m. to see what this market looks like. Hey, September wants to run in September. Go figure. And that's pretty wild. I don't think I've ever seen the month of what month it was to begin with like that on a stock chart. It like just popped up like that. It's pretty wild. Anyway, let's see if anything else. That Game House Lakeshore Holdings right there, and check. Cap right there. Let's see if anything. Nothing really grabbed my attention. Let's put it that way. And we'll take a look at it tomorrow morning and get a better idea and see what's going on. That's for sure. And let's see what's going on. And Deep Soul Diving, it's on the X Spaces Deep Soul Diving, so definitely check that out for sure. And it's on the ETF 500 page, so you can. I tweeted it out earlier too, so you can definitely check it out. And JD beat earnings in the middle of the August, and let's see JD.com. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah, JD.com right there. And it is bouncing up and not looking bad. That could get a nice little crawl up right there tomorrow, Michael Anthony. So we'll be watching that one in the morning. And MOH, let's see what that looks like right here. MOH, Molina Healthcare. That looks really good, actually. Luis Rodriguez. I must say, MOH looking pretty nice right there. And we'll be keeping an eye. UNH as well is looking good coming off Friday. And again, we'll see what the market conditions are for tomorrow. So there you go. I would say that's a pretty good market review there that I knocked. Yeah, it's still working. I smacked the mic. I didn't know if it knocked it out. It knocks it out pretty easily. But that was a pretty good market review, I'd say, for a Labor Day here. And that is your last weekend of summer, September 1st already, everybody. How crazy is that? We're going to be getting into fall, but we're also going to be getting into crushing the market. So let the market fall right now and get set up, because it's going to be wild and it's going to be great. I'm telling you, and gold keeps running up there. And we'll just keep an eye on everything in the morning, see what's going on, see what the market conditions give us and what wants to pop, and we'll just go from there. And obviously the Discord, there's a nice special going on. If you put Labor Day in, I think it was 30% off reoccurring. So I posted the link and all that, so you can check it out. Any questions, let me know. And we're going to be getting fired up in there, so it's going to be great. And let's see what else is going on. Salesforce and Broadcom right there have some earnings, so some good ones. And on Wednesday, Lulu, and Thursday, a couple other ones like that, Copart. So all kinds of earnings coming up, so we'll see what they're doing. Remember this one, Copart? I had talked about that one, and it was down here, and it got popping up. It was slowly, but it was surely. And Lulu had been set up right there. It's just kind of running around, doesn't look bad. AVGO we went through, already dipped down there. And Salesforce right here was CRM. And that one wasn't looking bad. I know it jumped up the other day. We'll keep an eye on that tomorrow. And there you go, everybody. I'd say that's a good market review for our Labor Day right there. So all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence, and you can definitely check out that ETF 500 show. And like I said, we did have a mystery guest. That guest was Zach. He did hop on and did speak. So if you want to hear what he had to say, go check that out. ShopRite does have all their Halloween candy out. Walmart already has like all their Halloween stuff out as well. So all of them have all. And I'm not going to lie, guys, we have all of our Halloween decorations up in our house because Dougie's obsessed with Halloween and he was begging to do it. So that's one thing we did this weekend was decorate our house for Halloween. And I kept telling him that we couldn't decorate the house for Halloween before Labor Day or we'd get in trouble, but that definitely didn't work. He had no parts of that. And we decorated the house the other morning. So he's loves it. He couldn't wait to get all the decorations out and put them around. He's already changed them around like 4 times. And so, yeah, good times. And we still have a whole month and 2 months away, basically, because it's at the end of October. So my house is decorated for Halloween already. He wanted to get the stuff out for the front lawn. And luckily, it was in the shed that I was working on and couldn't get to it. So I'm pretty sure we're going to have tombstones out front of my house real soon, too. So nothing like decorating for Halloween in September. But anyway, that's what Dougie wanted. And so Dougie got some decorations for Halloween. I'm not complaining. It's cool. And get some use out of them there. So there you go. And like, yeah, Luis Rodriguez said, ShopRite, they all have all their Halloween candy out. So start thinking about what you want to be for Halloween because you know that'll be right around the corner. You know, we look 3 months in advance. And like I always say, we'll be eating Thanksgiving dinner, celebrating Christmas, New Year's, and celebrating the markets because we're going to be crushing them, guys. It's going to be great. And I really do think we're going to get that ETF 500 back to its all-time highs. And I think we'll make some serious bank off of that. So there you go, everybody. That's what I have for you on this Monday night. I almost said Sunday, but it's definitely a Monday night for a holiday on a Labor Day. So I hope you enjoyed the show. I appreciate everybody hanging out. That's for sure. Doge Mama 9 and Michael Anthony and Luis Rodriguez and Laptop Travel, Deep Soul Dive in there, and everybody else that's hanging out. Chris, of course, was hanging out and some other people. So thank you, everybody. Greatly appreciate it. Be sure to follow along on X, YouTube, and Instagram and all that good stuff. I'll start posting on Instagram some good stuff and making some fun videos and things of that nature, even for the market and everything. So we're going to step it up a whole nother level as we usually do. And then we're going to take our accounts to a whole nother level. You guys know we've been crushing it. The night note's been great and everything's been going well and it's going to get even better. So there you go, everybody. And Laptop Travel said he just saw the mall was putting up Christmas decorations. And yeah, I'm telling you, they do. They put this stuff up mad early. They'll be putting Halloween stuff out. You can see all the Halloween stores already starting to pop up there. So, and my decorations are up. And before you know it, I'll have Christmas decorations out. So there you go, everybody. Thanks again. I'll catch you guys at 7 a.m. We'll see what this market wants to do in the morning, which way it wants to run. It doesn't really matter. Even if it pulls back, we'll play the appropriate ones, nail it down, and get cruising. So thank you again for hanging out, and I will catch you guys in the morning. Enjoy the rest of your Labor Day, and I will see you guys at 7 a.m. Have a good night, everybody.